In this video, I'm going to show you how to take a line that looks just like this and transform it to a line that looks just like this. I'm going to show you how to mow, how to trim, how to edge, and how to blow. I'm going to give you some basic weed eater tips, mowing tips, some trimming and edging tips that's going to make you have a wonderful lawn that you can be satisfied with for the whole entire year. Let's jump into the video. So when you start mowing your lawn, the first thing that you want to do is you want to make a border all the way around your lawn. So you're going to take your mower and you're going to go all the way around your whole entire lawn. You want to outline it. That's the first thing. Second thing that you want to make sure that you do is you want to make sure that you have your side discharge. You want to blow your grass back into your grass. So you don't want to have the mower turn the opposite way where you're blowing the grass all onto the sidewalk. You want to blow your grass back into your grass. So if you're side discharging and you're not bagging, what you want to do is in this area right here where I made the border going around, you actually want to do 3 passes. If you do your first pass and then you turn around and you start mowing, all of the grass is going to blow in your landscaping or in your mulch or anything like that. If you do 2 passes, it's going to do the same thing. So normally what I would do if I'm just side discharging, I would do 3 passes going in the same direction. So if I wanted to, even though I'm going to mow my grass a different pattern, if I wanted to start mowing it, when I go back and forth, all of that grass won't be blowing into my brand new mulch or my brand new rocks, so I won't have to blow those things out. But if they do get in there, I'm gonna still show you how to blow them out. But this only applies if you're just going to be side discharging. Side discharging is when you're making the grass come out this way. Now if you're mulching it, all of your grass is staying down here and it's finally chopping up your grass. That's if you're mulching it. Normally what I do to my lawn is I will bag it, but just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to show it just in case if you're bagging it, whether you're side discharging or if you're mulching it. Now, when you are weed eating, one thing that you want to take into consideration is the head of the weed eater. Some heads spin clockwise and some heads spin counterclockwise. This is going to determine which way you need to trim and which way you need to edge. Now, some people will use an edger, which is a steel blade, whenever they're doing their edge on the sidewalk, but I normally would just use a weed eater. If you use a edger when you're doing your sidewalk, that's perfectly fine. You're going to have a sharper edge if you use an edger. Most people are just going to have a string trimmer like this. So if you do have a string trimmer, then you're going to do it this particular way. And I'm going to show you why it's important to know which way that it spins. So as far as trimming, the reason why it's important to know which way that it spins, you see this little strip of grass that is standing up right here? Well, I don't want this grass to go into the landscaping. So if the head is spinning clockwise, it's going to knock the grass into the landscaping. If it's spinning counterclockwise, it's going to knock it this way. So normally what I'm doing, since my head spins counterclockwise, I'm going to walk this way. If it was spinning clockwise, I would want to walk this way, because the head is going to spin this way, which means it's going to knock the grass this way. What I'm trying to go for is I'm trying to get as close to the edge as possible. You don't want to dig your string into the grass where you're kicking up dirt. If you're kicking up dirt, you're way too far down in there. You just want to barely get it in there to where it's barely getting down in that edge. So I turn my weed eater upside down, and when I turn my weed eater upside down, it's actually kicking my grass that way. It's not blowing back in my face. It's kicking my grass in front of me as I walk. So I'm gonna show you. Now this is about as tight as I'm going to be able to get my weed eater, get an edge on my weed eater without using a edger. But I would say that that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the sidewalk part. Now for a string trimmer, that looks like a pretty nice little edge to me. So the last thing that I would like to do when I'm weed eating is, after I edge it, I'll trim the top. So I'll basically go over the top part where I'm just doing a trim right over the top, just to kind of even it out and make it straight going all the way across. If there is any grass blades that is kind of sticking up or anything like that, I'll basically just go over the top of it all the way down, all the way around the line, and that'll kind of even it out. Now when you're blowing the grass out of your landscaping beds, you want to blow in a circular pattern. It doesn't matter if it's counterclockwise or clockwise, and blow lightly. Blowing lightly is going to help you get the grass out of your beds. If you blow too heavy, you're going to either move your mulch or you're going to move your rocks. Now when you're blowing on your sidewalk, you want to move from side to side. When you develop an edge, you're going to have some grass that's going to fall down in that edge. So blowing from side to side is going to help you to get that grass out of your edge, and it's also going to help you keep pushing the grass in front of you. So these are the simple tips for blowing. Now it is getting a little dark on me, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, but I want you all to know this. All in all, bottom line, there is no right and wrong way on how to weed eat. I weed eat walking forward. Some people weed eat walking backwards. I weed eat turn my weed eater upside down. Some people don't turn their weed eater upside down. It's just comfortable for me to weed eat that way. What you need to do is find a way that is comfortable for you to be able to weed eat. I'm just sharing with you the way that I do it. That's how I operate. That's how it's comfortable to me. If it's comfortable to you, then you go ahead and do it that way. The same thing applies with an edger. A lot of people will use an edger when they're doing their edge as far as on their sidewalk. If you don't have an edger, go ahead and weed eat it the best way that you can, just like how I demonstrated it. If you have an edger, go ahead and use an edger. But some people like edgers, some people don't. I normally, how I mow, I always outline my lawn, then I'll start going back and forth or going diagonal or whatever type of pattern that I'm doing. But I hope that this helps you when you're out there in the lawn and you're actually mowing, just in case if you are confused, because some people have new homes, some people really don't know how to mow and they wasn't taught how to mow. So hopefully this video will be able to help you. It's getting dark out here and I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. Just know that we working.